I genuinely feel if they had got 15 runs more, India was out of this match. You're standing for what your country believes in. So the fact that Mohsin Nabi took a trophy that wasn't his.
They just didn't play properly.
Amazing analysis, by the way. Why do you lose? We didn't play properly. Salah played two sports, by the way, this game. He played football and also handball.
Max has won a race with Ferrari before Lewis.
Ferrari, fine shame. Shame is free, find it, nah?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is episode 6, and you officially made it through 1 over.
Jokes. Yeah.
I had to look at him for a reaction. I hope some of you all got it. But I was trying to connect it to 6-0. But Harish Rauf, if you're watching, I hope you had
technically went 7-0 though. The tournament,
Yeah, so hope you're having a better day. Not really though. Speaking of people that wouldn't make it as international bowlers, hi Josh.
Shit, babe, you know what? Fairs, my guy. Fairs, babe. Proper this, babe. How's your career going, my guy? I still have a video of you batting, okay?
Okay. If you all have been tuning in, you know that we've got Josh Manohar with us, R.K. Puram's #1 Australian cricket fan, and on my left we've got the man in red who's
Not had the best of weekends, but it's okay. A mixed bag of weekends, I guess, stuff. But yeah, Formula Tamilan, also known as Anderson. Oh, it's the other way around, sorry. Anderson. Also known as Formula Tamilan. Yes. Where do we start?
I don't know.
Where else can we start though, apart from the India-Pakistan game right now?
And all the controversies. Are you aware of all the controversies that happened?
I didn't realize that
there was a game going on?
There was a game going on, but here's the thing. I saw Newcastle Arsenal over.
That was a failed hate watch now. Yeah?
I thought, there is some chance of my weekend being redeemed. And I just went to sleep straight after that. I'm like, you know what? This is the worst weekend ever. So I knew India was going to win. So it wasn't going to give me like some kind of a...
I think you were the only one in New Bay because we were 20-3 at one point,
I mean, even in fact, when they were 113 for 1 in the 13th over, I was scared. And I was the only thing... So, do you rate the Asia Cup as a tournament?
What a question.
Not really, babe.
I am...
Because when did India last have proper competition? Like, when was the last time they had like a proper contender? Because I can't remember any, at least, of late.
I mean, Sri Lanka's, they've improved a little bit recently, but they've not been anywhere near their levels. Pakistan is Pakistan. They only turn up in finals mostly. 3-0, by the way, if you guys are keeping score. But I mean, I'll tell you what, I feel like, so someone else was sharing this, if India had lost the match, it would have been terrible. But if we won it, there was not much for us to gain. We were the heavy favorites. Everyone is expecting us to win it. And honestly, this might be a hot take, I was a little disappointed that we didn't finish it off earlier. So I feel like we are clearly the better team.
Yeah.
We put ourselves under some pressure. Were you listening to the English commentary, Sunil Gavaskar?
Yes. He was fuming at one point, especially after Shubman Gill's wicket. He just hit a 4, I think, before that, okay? And Sunil Gavaskar was the crash or the head loss he was having on comms. And I think it was Sanju Samson. I mean, we'll get to the game anyway. But I think there's this thing with the Indian team where when it comes to the crunch moments, just like the 2017 Champions Trophy final against Pakistan, the 2019 semi-final against New Zealand, 2023 final against Australia, where they have a flawless tournament. I don't remember... I think India didn't lose a single game in the 2023 World Cup too. 2019 Champions Trophy, I think they lost one game against England. So whenever they have these flawless tournaments, right, I feel like when it comes to the crunch moments, they kind of go into a shell. And that's something I observed because even though Abhishek Sharma had a lot of intent in the beginning, I just felt like they could have taken just a bit slower. They didn't have to go for all those shots initially. Even Shubman Gill, someone who doesn't go at, I don't know, that striker, after hitting a 4, he usually doesn't go for a shot the next ball. So I think that's one thing maybe in the future, especially because we have big tournaments coming. We have the T20 World Cup coming up next year. I think for this young Indian team, that's one thing maybe they can still, or maybe work with the law of averages and have like one bad game on purpose, just for the vibes. Because you're bound to have one bad game. Abhishek Sharma had a flawless tournament. In the final, he failed. he dipped exactly in the final. I feel like you're bound to have like one bad game. Man should have it in the like a dead rubber or something when you're having like a Super 4 game or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
There's a lot to unpack from the game, so
Yeah.
we'll just start up from the top. So, if you were watching, please let us know what was your favorite moment during the game. I'm sure you had many.
I think it's Bumrah celebration first. Yeah, has to be.
So I've seen this Twitter clip of Pakistanis reacting to that.
Yeah.
He's probably the most hated person in Pakistan right now. But Bumrah, we love you. Thank
I
you.
fully didn't deep it during the game. I saw it later once the game was done. I think Twitter was going wild, especially the Pakistan Twitter guy called Abdullah. He was the one who was fuming because I know he's like the biggest glazer when it comes to cricket. So that was probably one of my most favorite moments. But I think the second one has to be. We'll get to that anyway, but has to be the Tilak Varma celebration for me. After that, yeah. The moment I saw him, I know, okay, I'm not encouraging cussing, but the moment Rinku Singh hit the 4, I think it was a 4, right? He hit the 4. Tilak Varma threw away his helmet and I think he used every word he knew. He dropped every word he knew and he was bouncing the limbs and I wanted to run through my TV. I just felt like, you know what, I need to do something here. Yeah. Like I just can't sit on the sofa for this. It was the copium when the 4 went. Oh my God, it was
I have
something
a question.
else.
Do you think he was abusing in Telugu or... Because I think I spotted...
I can imagine, yeah.
He's a proud boy from Maridpalli, so repping South Telangana.
Hyderabad especially, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, let's jump in quickly to the game. We'll take it from the top. First thing is Farhan. So when he played the earlier innings, I thought, okay, this guy, it was a fluke, it's a one-off. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if we're allowed to say this on Indian YouTube, but I was actually impressed by his innings. What did you think?
That was a great innings actually.
He didn't show any nerves. He was hitting the bowlers over the top. He took down Bumrah again. There was this one, so Bumrah bowled this slow ball outside off, and he went and he hit it over cover. I felt that shot was really good.
Even Kuldeep had an expensive over, right? The first 2 overs, I think.
Yeah, they were. In fact, that was so. I'll tell you what. More than Bumrah, also.
Yeah.
I feel like if Kuldeep is giving away runs, it's a kind of a danger sign for India because he's got so many variations. He's so hard to pick. I think, speaking of Kuldeep, I think his 3-wicket over, was it, that just brought us back into the game?
I think they threw it away more than. I mean, I did see the balls. There were some good balls, good lengths and all. But I just felt like they threw away the game at one point. Like the reckless shots, especially Salman Agha's shot, just felt like it was not required at that point, especially when you lost 3 or 4 wickets. I think they kind of threw it away at one point. Yeah.
And the fact that they had the foundation, I genuinely feel if they had got 15 runs more, India was out of this match. What did they set?
147.
147. So if they had got to 160, it would have put us under way more pressure. And so I think Pakistan collapsed. What was it? 33 runs.
1-1-3 for 1 to 147 all out. 34 runs, 9 wickets. Yeah.
And I'll
146 Fez.
Thanks, our stat guy behind the camera.
If you all didn't get that, that's from the great cricketer. Yeah.
Our
mentors. Yeah.
we met them once. But so Pakistan's collapse, I agree with what you're saying. I think, so I was watching Jared Kimber. He was doing a podcast with Robin Uthappa. And he said that Pakistan, when they're being aggressive, they only really have one gear.
Yeah.
So being aggressive means just throw the bat at everything. So if you see a couple of the shots that they went for, even against Kuldeep, against Akshar, even against Varun, the ball was way outside the off stump, but my guys were still aiming for mid-wicket. There was no plan in place. They just wanted to be aggressive, and I think that's what cost them the game. One of my favorite wickets, I mean, the spinners, I love when Indian spinners dominate, but what do you think of Jasprit Bumrah's Yorker? It's
more than the ball, it was a celebration for me, okay? Because I didn't fully clock it initially. Once I watched the Twitter post and all after that, I had no idea that he was dunking on him, especially with the gesture, the plane car gesture, whatever that he was doing. But
so, yeah, speaking of great deliveries, Jasprit Bumrah, thank you for that celebration. I think you've paid back someone that all of us, if it was up to us, we would love to have given it to him.
Yeah.
You know, Jasprit Bumrah being angry is one of my favorite genres of anything. Just the fact, because he's one of the most chill guys, and then sometimes he will just very cutely smile, and then
He just stares. He does this. That's all. There's nothing else. He stares and does this.
he's-
Yeah.
He's the absolute best, so I get it. But yeah, so he did the plane celebration, and he pissed off all of Pakistan. But
I mean, they were asking for it with the previous game, no?
absolutely, yes. Haris Rauf. I mean, that's a good segue into the second innings, because I would like to say, firstly, Pakistan had a great first 8 to 10 overs. Shaheen Shah Afridi, I have not seen him bowl this well in the last 3 years, I think. His pace was up. He was hitting 90 miles an hour. He was getting it to swing. His lines were good. His lengths were good.
His chin was up.
His and
I don't know if you got the joke, but
and our Pakistan's very own emo cricketer Fahim Ashraf with the
okay.
my guy, you need a new stylist, please. Whatever you're trying is not working. I don't know what that is, but credit to him, he got the danger man Abhishek Sharma out. That was a great slow ball. It was pretty hard to read. I think he has like a back of a hand slow ball. It was pretty good. And yeah, India were in trouble, 20 for
20
3.
for 3, yeah.
I think Surya, what do you think of his innings?
He hasn't been that great in this tournament, right? Surya Kumar Yadav. I think he kind of is going through a slump in form.
Is it like the pressure of captaincy kind of thing?
So I'll tell you, there are two things. Surya, so he's someone, all of these really good batsmen that are great with hand-eye coordination, when they reach a certain age, it starts catching up with them. And Surya is someone who has great hand-eye and he's got good wrists. So I feel like he's not able to depend on his hand-eye anymore, and it could be the captaincy pressure. It could also be that, so he was out of form. He played well for Mumbai Indians, and I thought he'll be back, but I think it's 19 innings and he's averaging 18 or something this year, some horrible number. So
Because he gets a lot of runs behind the wicket where you need to use the wrists a lot. Like you mentioned, the hand-eye coordination part makes a big difference, I think, yeah.
And even I felt like it was the perfect time for him. Even if he didn't score at a great strike rate, he could have maybe rotated a little bit, because just him being there would have added so much pressure on Pakistan. So I felt he kind of threw that away. But
What do you think about his expressions, though? I think it has to be some Genmojika. He just has a different expression after every 6 or 4. Okay, he tries something different with his face, and there'll be like a camera stuck to him. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, unpopular opinion, but like our captaincy lineage, right? So we had Dhoni, we had Virat. So Dhoni was like the cool guy. Virat was aggression. Rohit was all about tactics and about getting his matchups correct. And we have Surya right now, and I'm not able to understand his leadership style. Like I don't know if I rate him as a captain. I think he's just captaining the best T20I team that's there right now.
I mean, if I was a Garkar, which I would never want to be, but I would take Pandya as my captain. Tried and tested, proven in the IPL too. And I think would be a great leader. Because I don't see Surya Kumar Yadav marshalling the troops a lot. He doesn't go to and talk to bowlers a lot, at least. So
he did this interview with Rev Sports immediately after the match. So in the interview after that, he said something, okay, and it really caught my eye. And he's like, when I'm on the field, I'm captaining, I've got so many things on my mind. But if Gautam Gambhir comes, he sends a messenger out and he tells me something, I do it immediately. I don't even think, because I just trust him so much. And I was like, wait, brother, he is sitting outside the boundary. You are on the field.
The glazing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a captain, I feel like, okay, a coach can give inputs, but he's the one who knows how the wicket is behaving. He's the one who knows if there's dew or not. There are so many things that come into it. So yeah, I think Surya is, I don't know, not sure how
he'll
he's
be scooted off, I feel, soon. I don't see him as a long-term option, at least.
I mean, that's why we've got Shubman Gill in as... I think that's the long-term
No matter
plan.
how much you want to push him as a 3-former player, it's not happening, my guy. I'm sorry, okay? I want Jaiswal, okay? I want Jaiswal.
So, speaking of Rajasthan Royals players, we've got Sanju Samson.
You're sure he's staying?
What are you saying? He's staying and Rahul Dravid is leaving. Like, my guy is... But, it wasn't the most fluent innings, but I think he showed his experience a lot there. What did you think about how he was batting?
First of all, I'm sorry for the slander that I gave Samson in the last episode. I told he's a DI merchant. He had a very good innings. He paced his innings really well.
Yeah.
This one, I think that innings was required at that point. Not someone just throwing away the wicket, having some kind of head loss. The fact that they stayed in the game till the 10th, 12th over. And even though he got out after that on, we had someone like Dubé come in who could just whack a six of any ball. So I think that innings was very, very important.
Shivam Dubé, probably the most improved cricketer of the last 2-3 years.
From ever since he moved to Chennai, yes. The last 2 years, yes. It has to be some Dhoni juju because he wasn't that great. He was kind of a mid and all in RCB. He had a couple of good innings. But ever since he made the move to CSK, he's been on smoke. I feel like he's become the perfect finisher. And now that IPL has impact plays and all these things, I feel like he's like the perfect impact player. If you want like a quick 30 of 10 balls, he's the perfect batsman for that. So I think his sixes really helped India. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, for me, he was actually probably the man of the match. More than even Tilak Verma because Hardik was injured and India's team balance depends so much on Hardik. We saw how it had affected us in the 2023 World Cup final. So having just a backup, and by the way, my guy has put on about 5 or 10 Ks of pace. He was up at 134 yesterday, and someone who's 6'4", he was getting that bit of extra bounce. He had a little bit of swing. His first 2 overs went for 12 runs. I feel that he just set the tone from the start, and then his innings, like you said, he's someone so versatile. So, like I said, he's a big guy. He reminds me a little bit of how Kevin Peterson used to bat.
He's like a taller C-Tech Flipkart Yuvraj Singh for me. That's the perfect description of Dubé for me at least. Like the bat swing, especially the six, the flick on six towards mid-wicket. Yeah, very similar to...
And I love the fact that so earlier he had basically one shot. He would clear his front leg and he would hit them over mid-wicket and he would struggle against fast bowlers. His first shot, he played a forceful back foot drive off Haris Rauf. I was like, that my guy is in today. He just seemed good. And that 1-6 towards the end of the innings, which Haris Rauf had bowled a tight over. And he missed his length and Dubé just deposited him.
One of my favorite post-match comments after the game came from Wasim Akram regarding Haris Rauf. He told he's like a run machine while bowling. I've never heard that before ever in my life.
And you know, the worst thing is, I feel like, so Haris Rauf, before he was selected for Pakistan, he's from humble beginnings. So he got his chance in the BBL. I think India was playing in the UAE or somewhere and he was a net bowler and he bowled to KL Rahul and Virat Kohli that time. And I saw this interview where he was talking about how much he appreciated them, that they said, oh, well bowled and stuff like that. And I feel recently he's kind of tarnished his image. I don't know why. I still rate him as a bowler, but I am so happy. You were talking about 6-0, no? Yesterday was 50-0 for you, Haris, if you've forgotten.
In 3.4 overs, by the way.
So one person I think that's responsible for a lot of that is Tilak Verma. How do you rate that innings?
I thought he couldn't find his rhythm initially because he was going at 23 and 25 balls at one point. So it kind of gave me flashbacks of his innings at Mumbai Indians where he got retired hurt, remember? But he just couldn't time the ball at all. So I thought, you know what, this might not be his day. And I was just gassing him up to my mom saying he's from Marpalli, he's like from our area, like a Hyderabadi boy. You know what, he's going to do something. When I saw him kind of struggle initially, I thought, you know what, this might not be his day. But the way, so someone on Twitter told this was like Virat Kohli-esque. I think that's probably one of the biggest or probably one of the best comments you can ever get about your innings. If someone says you have timed your chase like Virat Kohli, who's probably one of the greatest, probably the greatest chaser ever in white ball history, I think that speaks a lot about his innings. It was 69 from 52 balls?
53. Fernandez has pulled it up.
Yeah. One more big story was Sanjana Ganeshan during extra innings was showing a video of Rinku Singh before the tournament, okay? And I think she or someone asked him, so what's your vision? What do you want in this tournament? And what do you see yourself doing in the tournament? He just put something on the board saying, I want to hit the winning runs. And this was almost a month prior. And during the entire tournament, he didn't play a single ball, Rinku Singh. He comes for the last ball and he hits a 4, hits the winning runs. And the fact that even happened was something else because I had no idea about the board cutting. Once he showed it later on extra innings, the fact that he thought about this, that he wanted to hit the winning runs and it happened was something else. I was absolutely mad. I couldn't be more happy for someone like Rinku Singh. And I know I have a joke when someone says B there or B squared, it'll be Rinku Singh.
So he's probably the squarest face in the world.
He has the best jawline ever. No model can chat to him ever.
He's Giga Chad. Someone was saying India had probably their worst match of the tournament.
And still won.
And we won it. It in the end, it was easy. We were not really pushed that hard. Like I said, recently probably it's not been as competitive, but earlier when we played against Prime Sri Lanka, Prime Pakistan. So I definitely rate those Asia Cup wins. I rate this one too. There's a bit of an overlap that happens, okay? So the ICC is headed by What's his name?
CCI.
No. I mean, yes.
So the
kind of.
ICC is headed by an Indian.
Okay.
Okay. Who was the head of BCI before?
And the Asian Cricket Council is headed by a Pakistani, who also happens to be an internal minister of Pakistan. He's on the cabinet. So he was the one who wanted to. So that's the tradition that you collect the trophy from the head of the Asian Cricket Council. India had clearly told them, we will not collect the trophy from him. Someone else will have to give it to us. When we inevitably won, there was a lot of confusion going on. There were things where Ravi Shastri and Wasim Akram were furious. They were just like, so the fans left. No one knew what was happening. So he was waiting on the stage while the Indian players were just out on the ground. They were taking selfies and talking. They didn't go up to take the trophy. So he left. He instructed someone to pick up the trophy, and they just left the stadium. I mean,
I have a hot take here, though. Even as someone who absolutely disliked Pakistan throughout the entire tournament, I was pissed off about two things, okay? The first thing was that they made me wait for a whole hour, okay, for that. I was waiting for the presentation ceremony and there was nothing. It was Surya Kumar Yadav holding an empty thing or something. It was just celebrating or something, yeah. That was one thing. And the second thing was, in the post-match presentation, Surya Kumar Yadav told that for the first time ever, we were not handed a trophy for winning a tournament. But that was not the case. The thing was that they didn't want to accept the trophy from him. The Pakistani minister, I forgot his name though.
Mohsin Navi, if I'm pronouncing
Yeah,
that right.
Mohsin Navi, yeah. So they refused to take the trophy from him. It's not like they didn't give the trophy, they just didn't want to take it from a Pakistani official. So I kind of felt like that was a bit unfair and also not a bit sportsmanlike because I do get it. I do get the tensions. I do get the fact that there were a lot of antics, a lot of things going behind the stage, behind the scenes of all these things. But just felt like, you know what, you could have just taken the trophy because there was also a video of Surya Kumar Yadav shaking his hand before the tournament. So if you didn't have a problem before the tournament, I'm pretty sure you shouldn't be having a problem after the tournament too.
And Salman Ali Agha,
Yeah.
he said something I found interesting. He's like, Surya, in private, he met me before the tournament, but he's been given instructions, so I get his point of view as well. But yeah, I felt it was a very weird and ugly kind of an ending to the tournament. But
Simon Dool was tweaking. He had no idea what was happening because I feel like people in the crowd left, but everyone on TV was just waiting to see what's going to happen, why we had to wait for a whole hour for this. Yeah.
Where did the finals happen?
Dubai.
Dubai.
Yeah.
I was going to say we can ask them to mail it to us, but I'm not sure it'll cross the border. Please, no one actually come over, Pakistanis, if you're watching. It's fine. Just send us some pictures or something.
Somewhere in Amritsar or something, no?
We're okay. But yeah, so that was the...
And the posts of the players too after that. So they all posted pictures with each other with like an emoji of a cup. Like they were holding a cup or something because they didn't have anything. And Varun Chakravarti posted a picture of him on the bed with a coffee mug because they didn't have a trophy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like, see, again, a guy who didn't watch cricket, who doesn't watch cricket, but also patriotic about India and stuff like that. I feel like these are bare minimum confusions that is expected in a tournament where two countries are going at it in political scenarios. So you can never pinpoint and anticipate these kind of things, but you can also say that you expected these kind of chaotic behaviors from both teams, to be honest, because in the end of the day you are representing your country, right? So the values of what your country believes is represented on the field, and if you don't show up, if you are the person who's trying to be nice to what the country calls as, like, you know, or they are our opponents, both politically as well as on the sporting side of things, you cannot be the gentleman over there, or it's just your reputation also. You cannot be seen as the gentleman who's trying to set things right. You are, in the end of the day, representing what your nation's. I don't know. I kind of expected all of this, even though I don't follow cricket. I just like, you know, this India-Pakistan is going to be a mess with all that. The first time when you guys talked about the controversies of you'll bowl to them but will not shake their hands itself was very hilarious for me to hear, because I expected those kind of things, and I think perfect summary for the cup.
I like what he said. you are representing your country and you're standing for what your country believes in. So the fact that Mohsin Nabi took a trophy that wasn't his,
Fairs bit. That's proper slander, yeah.
Oh my God, where to? I'm leaving this in.
This video is not going to Pakistan. Ain't no way.
neither should the trophy.
Oh my God, that was funny. But
I am so waiting for this. And the fact that you're wearing a Liverpool jersey out of...
okay, while you guys were waiting for a presentation ceremony that didn't happen, I was watching Newcastle give me hope and then thrash it in the end. Yeah, so this weekend was, I think as a Man City fan, you probably had the best weekend where you hate watched and probably love watched your, I don't know what is the
You
opposite
can't
of.
say love watch, my guy. That just sounds creepy as hell.
I mean, I'm sure you did
That's
something creepy when
dodgy,
you
yeah.
saw the score 5-1. I'm sure you did something creepy, but
It would
yeah.
have been the perfect weekend if Arsenal drew or lost. Because I was watching both the India-Pakistan game and the Newcastle-Arsenal game. Chelsea losing, Liverpool of all teams losing, United losing,
Can you please
Spurs
give me a
drawing.
summary of like what happened? Completely clueless here.
So all the big teams had a off weekend almost where they lost to
It was not an
unexpected
off weekend for United.
I mean,
Them winning is an off weekend, yeah. It was a casual, regular weekend for them, yeah.
yeah. But
Brentford.
3-1. And this is Brentford's worst team. They lost Wesa, they lost Mbeumo, they lost a manager, and they still got dunked on.
United fans, what are you all doing, my guy?
so Liverpool was unfortunate. See, firstly, I would be the first person to admit they just didn't play properly, right? Firstly, they were in the away ground.
It's amazing analysis, by the way. the analysis going crazy. Yeah. Why do you lose? We didn't play properly.
All this time you all said the same thing. No, we didn't play properly, but we still won. Or what? How was it better than your analysis? Of,
Breaking, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, we didn't play well. Obviously, that's why we lost. But here's the thing: there are moments that I do want to highlight. Like in fact, this is actual proper analysis, which is in this tournament, in the season of EPL. I think at least 11 goals, were scored in the last 10 minutes of the game. This season has been full of last minute goals. And we almost had the last minute equalizer at 87th minute, I think. And then 96th minute, we gave away a goal. 96th or 94th minute, we gave away another goal. So it was back and forth, I would love to say, but it wasn't. Clearly, we were not making a lot of openings. We were just not running as fast as we would love to. The passes were not getting completed. Yes, there were some disaster classes, but Crystal Palace won.
Salah played two sports, by the way, this game. He played football and also handball for that goal. You didn't see the way he was just pushed the ball in the 87th minute? That was never supposed to be a goal. That was like Maradona in 86. Hand of God. He was trying to push in the goal or something. I don't know how way I didn't check that properly. Okay, fine, they gave the equalizer.
Was it a proper handball?
It was a clear handball. It
Yeah.
touched his fingers to everyone saw that. I didn't check that for somebody. I thought, you know what, one more Liverpool dagger. You know what, I can't do this anymore. Because Chelsea was anyway losing. United lost. I was like, you know what, Liverpool cannot have one more dagger. This cannot continue anymore. And the fact that the dagger came from Eddie Nketiah and that too from Mark Gahey, who gave the assist, who almost went to Liverpool this season during the transfer window. It was so sweet. I barely have any Liverpool friends, like Liverpool fans who are my friends. I had to dunk this one thing because I knew this was not going to happen. It's like an anomaly. But your team had it coming. You all didn't have like a strong performance. You all always had like last minute winners and all, some dagger, some juju, some shaitan club. I don't know what it was, but you just found a way to win. So I think it finally caught up to you all. But I think this might be like an anomaly like last season where you all just lost one game against Nottingham Forest. So I'm not really sure, yeah.
There are two things. I do believe in Slot. Man knows what he's doing, or at least till now he's not done any juju strats where we were like, you know what, that was mad sus, right? He kind of does make substitutions correct. And Chiesa again was super instrumental, 87th minute.
He is clutch as hell. He's so good. I don't know why he's never starting games though. I would take him over Gakpo any day.
Yeah, but he is starting the next game.
He's not in the squad against Galatasaray in the Champions League final. So Slot is not taking him to Turkey.
But I think he's in the next EPL.
Yeah.
EPL.
Against Chelsea. Chelsea away,
is again. So I do feel like all the right things are in place, and this could be a one-off. But I also don't want to be in the receiving end of this cooking again, because for 87 minutes I was like, guys, like, we have so much money in our team. There's so much of money spent buying players and all. We cannot have 0 goals at like 85 minutes. And then they gave me hope and broke it again.
Do you want to talk about Florian Wirtz?
Yeah, I know that's the disaster.
007, 0 goals, 0 assists, 7 appearances for 150 million euros, a British transfer fee record.
Oh, this was the guy you were gassing up in the
That's
earlier.
Isak.
Okay.
Isak is one. Isak at least scored 1 goal, but Wirtz has been dropping stinkers after. I was covering my nose from the TV. He was dropping a stinker. The thing is, I kind of checked how he played in Leverkusen before he transferred to Liverpool. Yeah. He always was playing in a 3-5-2 formation. So he was kind of playing as a CAM or somewhere on the wing. But the fact that he's playing a 4-3-3 right now in Liverpool, I don't think this is the best formation for him right now. I think he has to play more like somewhere towards the wing side or somewhere as a CAM, because right now in the position that he's playing in, he's not playing the 10 role. So I think Slot has to change something for him, because when you spend so much cash on a player, you can't have him sitting on the bench dropping disaster classes. He needs to find a way to make, because he's a very good player. I've seen him in Germany, seen him play for Germany. He's a proper baller. But the fact that he's just unable to get with the system, I think something has to change for Wirtz. I'll take like 10 seconds talking about this, because I only have one line. Chelsea have taken all their best players, all. Joao Pedro, they have taken Romeo Lavia, they have taken Caicedo. Caicedo was bought for 120 million euros, and the fact that they bought all their best players and they're still finding a way to lose 3-1. And the last time Chelsea lost a game with 11 players was in March. So the fact that they find a way to jeopardize themselves and always get a red card every single game. It was Robert Sanchez last game. Yeah. This game it was Chalobah. I feel like there's no point chatting about Chelsea. I feel like they're kind of doomed right now with the way that, because the back line, I call them apron FC. Only from nothing at the back. It's just, there's nothing going on. The defense is crap, absolutely crap.
The other side of things, Man City going 5-1 against Burnley was
we did have a dodgy first half.
Ooh.
We did have a dodgy. By the way, what happened to the bet? What about the most liked comment?
We need to actually get a comment for that.
Fast. Yeah, we did have a dodgy first half, but I feel like we were just too much for Burnley, especially on the counters. The pace that we had with Foden, the pace that we had with Haaland and Doku. Doku was cooking. He was the Joga Bonito on Doku this season. Ever since ever since there were rumors of him maybe moving on from City and maybe Savinho staying or Savinho moving out, I feel like Doku has been cooking. The amount of successful duels he has had in the last 3 to 4 games, that's one good thing. And Haaland, 8 goals in 6 games. He's just inevitable. I feel like...
I saw the GTA 3, shit, here we go again meme.
Is he back to his best this season?
I don't think he never went out of being
to put into
best.
Context, he had his worst season last season and he scored 25 goals. His worst season, by the way. He is at 97 goals for City and he started 3 seasons and 8 games ago. He already has 97 goals just in the league. He has 140 goals for City overall. So I think he's gone... with his contract, he's on a 10-year contract right now. He can break Alan Shearer's record for sure if he stays. Shearer's at 260 goals. He's at 97 right now. Kane's the next best at 213 or 214. I think if he stays, he can easily break the record and no one can chat him and no one can even come close.
Let's come to the Arsenal.
That dagger hurt me. I mean, India was kind of doing bad during the same time, and that's when the dagger happened. I thought my weekend was going well, and then
You said that a couple of times. What is the dagger?
a dagger is like a last minute goal during a hate watch. When you're hate watching, especially because I love hate watching Arsenal, and the Arsenal fans are a different breed. I feel like they're just not real sometimes. And I can show you maybe a couple of screenshots of the head loss that happened when Woltemade scored the goal, because Gabriel was not even pushed properly. He just fell down very easily, and the fact that Woltemade, who's like 6'4", 6'5", correct me if I'm wrong, he doesn't even head the ball a lot. He had like a proper header and he scored the goal. The Arsenal head loss after that was mad because they lost the last 3 games against Newcastle. So I thought, ain't no way they're coming back at St. James's Park, one of the toughest places to go to. But I don't know. Set piece FC again. Haram ball, set piece FC. 2 goals from set pieces. Yeah. No creativity, nothing. It's just set piece FC. Saka from one side, Declan Rice from the other side. They hoop balls in. There'll be someone out there who just scores headers. So that kind of ruined my weekend like by 20%. Even though India won and City won. Yeah, that was one thing. And these Arsenal fans, it's like one win, the way they get gassed up, I hate it. They act like they won the league or something.
Okay. Speaking of winning trophies and being washed or coming second and all of that, Max Verstappen did something amazing this weekend. Man kept the microphone down. So, I know that was a horrible segue, but that was the one saving grace for my Saturday. So this was happening parallelly when Liverpool was losing. So Max is kind of like the driver who does side quests in driving. So this was supposed to be his weekend off. So what do people do when they take a weekend off, when there is no Formula 1 race to drive, or they go on vacation or they do training? This guy goes into another racing series to drive for fun for his weekend off. So Max Verstappen qualifies third. Basically, that means he's starting at the beginning of the race, he's starting from third position. Then first corner overtakes both of them. Okay? First corner, he's there at first place. By the first hour, by his stint is over, he is an entire minute ahead of everybody else. He just cooled all the veterans who have been driving in Nurburgring. There is the number 2 driver, the guy who was in number 2 in the race. He has been driving in the Nurburgring longer than Max Verstappen has been alive. That is how experienced he is as a driver. He is the Nürburgring veteran, and Max finished his stint 1 minute ahead of him. And easy victory. So I was watching that live on YouTube. This was a very good weekend for Max, and he had nothing to prove, but he still went ahead and did it.
So I will come to that.
Yeah.
Because I've got something for you. But some context, okay? So this track, Nürburgring, it's called the Green Hell, okay? It's a narrow track, and you've got either side, if there's grass and there's just a barrier. So you'll crash, and it's extremely difficult. So the fact that he went there, his first race, he won it, and he did it quite easily. So I saw this stat where his racing lap was the same as the pole lap from last year. So your racing laps and your pole laps they're in F1 cars are 8-10 seconds the difference, and Max was on that level straight away. But I'm not saying he wouldn't have won it, but there is one a little asterisk over here. This was not the representative GT3 field, because WC is happening. So I would love oh, by the way, he won in a Ferrari.
Oh, that's the other
Is
bit.
he allowed to drive a Ferrari though? Is there like a contract or something?
No. How it works is, in the end of the day, Red Bull are a energy drink company who happen to have a Formula 1 team, which they have their own engine tie-ups with Honda and Ford and all of that. And then they have their own engineering teams and all. GT3 racing is basically for almost stock sports cars, which can be modified and all. So the participants are usually Lambos, Porsches, BMW, Aston Martin, and Ferrari, things like brands like that. And you only if you're not a car manufacturer, you don't get to be a part of this. So Max, if he wanted to race, he had no other option but to go to another.
I have a
company.
question though.
Yeah.
If Prime Max and Prime Lewis drive the same GT3 Ferrari car that you spoke about, who's going to win?
Max.
Max. Look, so racing is not just about pure speed. There's a lot of other things to it, but Max's pure speed plus other things are just the only recent F1 driver that can kind of compete with Max is Prime Fernando Alonso. That's
Even
about it.
Max glazes Fernando Alonso as someone he looks up to. But having said all of this, I think he's a generational talent. He has nothing to prove, but the fact that he went ahead and did something amazing just made my Saturday after watching a sad Liverpool.
To be
defeat.
fair, so that's his Ferrari. Can you see? It looks really cool. Okay. So it's this is the 296 GT3 car nerds. If you're watching, it has won 65% of the races that it has ever participated in ever. So can we make an argument that if it was another driver also they would have won if it was not Max also just because it's the car?
I would agree to it, but not at that margin. Max just left the field behind. Okay,
I'm clearly winding you up. My
Yeah, I
guy
know.
put on a masterclass. I've never
So-
seen a driver like this.
So the biggest meme in all of this is Max has won a race with Ferrari before Lewis.
Ferrari, fine shame. Shame is free, find it, nah?
You know what makes all of this worse? I just read a rumor today that apparently Charles's management has been talking to Mercedes, Aston Martin, and some other third team.
I would in the olden days get all worked up by these kind of conversations. But if you are a racing driver who's employed a management team, and if your management team isn't talking to all of the other teams to find your value, find what other teams are willing to offer, then you don't have a good management team. So I won't read too much into it. We are getting into Singapore GP. So in this entire season, Max has won in every track we are going to except Singapore. Singapore and Max have a very stupid thing. He's never won in Singapore, and every time he's come to Singapore, it's not like he's been on the podium very often and all. He's in 10th place or 8th place or something like that. For some reason, this track is not something that Max has been good at. But in considering the form Red Bull are in right now and the form that Max is bringing in, I do have some good hopes, which I'm going to take a slightly more somber mood into what happened today. We are recording this on a Monday, by the way. We just found out Lewis Hamilton's dog Roscoe passed away. I think I know I might be almost 99% correct in saying this. Roscoe had more fans than certain drivers in the grid. Okay, so Lewis has so much of aura on the off-track stuff that he does. And I do think the fact he was one of the first people to made having a dog come to the paddock cool. And then all of these newer kids, Leclerc and even Max now has a pet, right? Everyone started getting a pet dog and all of that and bringing them to the paddock and all. But
I think all three of us are animal lovers here, so
all
sad.
three of us own dogs here. So I had a reel made on a very weird topic, which I will get to about the Singapore GP. But I somehow, as soon as I sat to edit, that's exactly when the news came up. And in fact, people who follow me on socials know 4 hours before this, I asked my followers what is the update on Roscoe because it's been so silent. 4 hours later, Lewis updated his Instagram saying that Roscoe is no more. So I kind of I have my dog who's sleeping right there. So I kind of am very attached to my pet as well. I'm sure all of us are. So somehow the mood wasn't there today to sit and post a fun reel. Roscoe had the privilege of being a son to the GOAT, if not the greatest GOAT in Formula One ever. If not, at least in our generation, he is in the top two. I'm sure Lewis will bounce back. So here's my thing. I have that soft spot to say that maybe this is the weekend Lewis finally gets a podium with Ferrari and he says for Roscoe. But I can't even joke about this.
I don't think these gimmicks work in professional sport, right? You know what? I'm very emo right now. I'll win it for my dog.
I mean, I feel emotions are a part of every. I mean, it's how well you hide it, but all of them are human. So
yeah.
It's a circuit that rewards slow traction out of slow corners. So I think the McLaren will also be fast. And I'm thinking George Russell he's done, except for his last lap bottling, but that Mercedes has been looking well, and he does well generally around Singapore. So probably I would go Oscar, Max, and George for the top 3 positions.
Perfect. And football predictions?
We have one big game. That's Liverpool-Chelsea. That's at Stamford Bridge. I don't see you all winning this game. I know that's a bold start.
At least a draw, man. At least a draw, please. Van Dijk.
I hope Palmer is back, though. If Palmer's back, that'll make a big difference for Chelsea because they don't have a proper striker right now. Jackson was sent to Bayern Munich and what's his name?
Kukurea.
Delap is injured too. And Chalobah got sent off, so there are no proper centre-backs too. So I think Chelsea might struggle. But I see a 2-2 draw. I see quite a lot of goals in this game, but I don't see a proper Liverpool win.
Salah, please. Isaac.
Run it back, Salah. You played for Chelsea before. Run it back. Yeah. City's playing Monaco away, and they'll be facing Paul Pogba again. So that'll be a good challenge. And there are not a lot of big games. I feel like the first 3-4 league stages of the Champions League right now are kind of like dead rubbers because I don't think we have big games. But I think the last 4 games of the league phase will be proper. But apart from that, I don't see a lot of upsets this week. I think it'll be normal service, regular service, and I don't see a lot of wild games. So maybe the Liverpool-Chelsea will be the only good game, I think.
Fair enough. All right. Max winning. Max P1. George P2 and
Esteban Ocon P3.
Okay. If Esteban Ocon finishes on the podium,
my brother, put the fries in the bag. It's fine. Finito, Kalas. In 2025, it's over, baby. Yeah.
Let me see. So here's the thing. I'll have Max Russell, and for Lewis's sake, I want Lewis on the podium this week, just so that he can get done with this stupid stat of not having a podium with Ferrari.
Max winning before him.
Yeah, and with considering what he's going through in life, I think he needs a break. So that's my prediction. Anyway, that's it for the predictions. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, episode 6?
6.
Yeah. We enjoy making these, and I hope you also enjoy listening to us rant about stuff and talk about stuff. Please like, share, and leave a comment. Do tell us to call us out on our bullshit if we ever bullshit too much. Do let us know if you would like to see any more segments. If you're a fan of a certain club or a sport and we don't talk about it much, please let us know in the comments. But this week looks interesting with the football and Formula One race being at the weekend. So looking forward to seeing all of that live and catching up with all of you next week, beginning of next week. Okay? That is, see you, goodbye from me, Glenn, and Josh. See you next week.